Simpsons in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, neon slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school.
Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Okay, we made another Friday. I think I have working audio. I think you guys can hear me. I had a lot of computer issues this week, a ton actually. And let's see if I go over here. Pull something I didn't want to pull up just yet. If I go back to it, let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's always something. What are you hiding on me now? It's always something. Hold on a second here. My computer had crashed last week, and I've been trying to get everything back here. And obviously, some things are still not correct. But Where is it? Oh my Lord. Too many buttons and they're all in the wrong spots now. Yeah, I did it. Yay. Hey everyone. Well, welcome to Kicking It Old School. We made another Friday. It's actually the month of April is almost over. It's the 25th of April. Next week, next Thursday is my son's birthday. He turns 20. Next Saturday is my birthday. I turn a young 18, right? 18 years old. A lot of May birthdays coming up. I'm enjoying my classic margarita here with you guys tonight. A lot of things to cover. But as usual, let me go through our chat and butcher some people's names, because that's what I do. But let me say hi to one who did make it here. So Michael B. Now, I did talk to Michael B. I'm losing my mind. I think it was this morning. Could have been yesterday morning. I don't remember now because I don't sleep much. But I want to talk about the Switch 2. I know he got online. He was there like sometime after midnight, waiting to get a Switch 2, which I still think is insane for the price. Before we get into all that, let me go through our chat and welcome everyone here. So we have JJ here. Welcome. Kicking Friday off with JJ. Sir Saga's here. Rich is here. Give us a happy FU Friday. We have Nino Brown. Happy Friday here. Of course, Jason, a resident AI and moderator of Beat the Press and everything in between. Thank you, Jason, for helping us out here. We have, oh my God, here. I'm not going to bother pronouncing it. I'll say Harley K. I'll start with that. Harley K works for me. We have B. Kirby here, the Chicago game guy. What's up, fellas? Israel Gaming. How's the night going tonight, Glenn and friends? Well, it's Friday. Thank God. I was hoping to be a nicer day tomorrow and do some yard work, but I think it's going to rain tomorrow, so boo-hoo to that. But we had a really nice weather this week, so can't really complain overall. We have Rich here, Dan Z. Howdy, everyone. Retro Eric is here as well. Someone's message was deleted for reviews. I'm not sure who that is. Trump or Die is here. Well, wishing everyone an FU and a FU to all of you. We'll talk some FU news and some other things here today, so we'll definitely do that. Video Game Vegas here. Ready to kick it old school. I am definitely not going to be kissing Kathleen Kennedy on the lips. Video Game Vegas. No way, Jose. I'm not dreaming of the day she's naked and feeding anyone grapes. So sorry to that. We have Mitchell B here. Hello, everyone. Paul from UK. Couldn't stay today. That's okay. Get some sleep, buddy. We appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. Jeff D is here. Hey, Glenn in chat. Steve M. Kalel64. And to think I just finished my dinner. Thanks a lot for that image. Video Game Vegas, making people vomit. We have Art here. Hey, guys, just got my Star Wars arcade flight stick and just need to figure out how to get it to work with one sauce on the Arcade Legends Ultimate. I think it should work fine. I think the Legends Ultimate will recognize it as a USB stick. So I think it'll work on the one sauce. But the one sauce has a great chat group out there in online. So I'm sure you can get some information from them. Shotgun Sean is here. Jason S is here as always. Hi, all. Mitchell B. I'm not sure if I got him before. Michael B. The Game Genie was here. Wishing us all a happy Friday. Don't forget Super Gamer Dudes goes on at 9 o'clock. I think we're all caught up. No, we have Paul, end of line here, telling me happy Friday and FU. I appreciate that FU too, my friend. Let's see. We have Shotgun Sean, Charlie, Zool, Oscar. Why do people have such hard names to pronounce, especially when you can barely see these screens? I think we're kind of caught up. Scott B, I think I said before. Upkiss is here. Not sure if I should play Oblivion or watch Babylon 5. Babylon 5. Oblivion's good too. That's a tough call. Why not watch both? Do both. We have John J here. I think we're pretty much caught up. Arcade Workshop is here. Hey, Gary's here. Gary, welcome. We'll be talking some FU news here. So, Gary, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Rotundo is here. Happy Friday, folks. I think we're Trump vs. Squid is here. Sorry. I think we're pretty good. We got through everyone, I think, over there. And I put you enough names to know it's time to stop. So, a lot of different things to cover. I'm trying to, now that the show is really just a solo act, and I'm just trying to think of what I want to do. I think in the coming weeks, the show will become a lot more about a lot of like homebrew hardware, homebrew fixes, homebrew games, kind of talk about bringing people in the community that are trying to do things, getting their word out of their products. So we'll touch a little bit on that tonight. But I do think in the coming weeks, I really would like to start going back to my roots of covering products that people are making to enhance our gaming lives, whether it be, stuff to make our Dreamcast work better, or 3DOs, or 3D printed little screens like Ball and Chain is doing. Things along those lines. I think we need to get more coverage of those things out there. J-Rod, Glenn Friends is saving and doing a thumbs up. So I also just want to, again, thank you guys for sticking around with the show. We're almost at 150 episodes. Today's 149 episodes. So we're doing this I've been doing YouTube for 8.5 years now, 9 years. So quite a lot of time, and very thankful for the subscribers that I do have here. But Kicking Old School, the title came about, I don't know, 8 episodes, 7 episodes in. It was just like retro talk with, at that time, me and Steven. It was just retro talk with Glenn and Steven. And then we got a good name, so we're using that name. And I appreciate the young lady who gave me that name. And we've been kicking with that ever since. But we're literally almost at 150 episodes. Next week, actually my day before my birthday, between Cole's birthday and mine, maybe it'll have to be a birthday bash episode. Maybe get Cole back on and join us. Maybe we should do that. So I thank you very much, Jobs98. I don't know what time went. Cole was like 3.5 years old. I just turned 40 and became a widow at that time, and now he's turning 20. So I really don't know where the time went, but it's definitely gone by quite fast, because here I am with you guys. And let's get the show started. I'm rambling along. I don't want to have a huge monologue, so we have a lot of things to kind of cover. So let me get into that and watch some Auto Man over there. That's another thing too. You watch a lot of these shows, you remember these shows, but when you watch them, even rose-colored glasses really can't do it. I could take Auto Man and a little spotty visuals, but it's didn't age very well. So I guess Oblivion. Yeah, I was thinking of Oblivion, the TV show. There's a show called Oblivion, movie, which is pretty good. I didn't realize it's a video game. I'll have to look up the game. Again, I don't keep up on the newer games. I really don't. I'm more partial to all the older systems. Again, I do have an Xbox 360, and I do have a PS2. Those are probably the two newest machines I have. And I only got the Xbox for, honestly, Halo and Gears of War. And that was really it. And I actually bought it for my son for the Kinect at the time. But I'm not really into modern games. Other than Heavy Metal Titans, starring me as the bad guy. Just so you guys know, there is a sequel in the works for Heavy Metal Titans. So it's going to be quite a different game. So I hope you guys will be checking it out. It won't be out for a little while yet. We're just getting started with it, but it should be pretty cool. All right, well, let's get on to our topics here, right? Let's get started. First, we obviously have, where is it now? We have this one right here. Let's take a couple pot shots at her first, because she drives me insane. Get rid of her there. So first, I want to talk about Kathleen Kennedy. So she has once again announced, for like the 20th time, that she is going to retire. And the big question is, does it even matter anymore? To be quite honest, I think Lucas movies, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Willow, personally, damaged beyond repair. Now, does it mean it can ever be repaired? I don't know. But I will say that Star Wars as a whole means nothing to me other than the older stuff and maybe some of the Mandalorian and definitely the animated series like Clone Wars and Rebels. But as far as the movie franchises go, she literally destroyed the most indestructible intellectual property there ever was. Killed Star Wars. But, it's not just her. As bad as she is and as toxic she is to Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and those things, I don't feel much better about Star Trek. STD. You name a show, STD, Star Trek Discovery. Strange New Worlds. Some people like it. I don't. I feel like they're pandering in a really poor way, and they destroyed the legacy again. Enterprise and everything before Enterprise, and also the fan-made stuff like Star Trek Continues or Star Trek: The New Voyages. Those are infinitely better than J.J. Abrams' rebooted Star Trek. So the big question is it really just Kathleen Kennedy? Or is it all the directors, producers, and writers of today just writing shit, producing shit, and expecting people to like it just because it's got the name Star Trek, Star Wars, Indiana Jones on it, and then blame the fans when it tanks? Just like the recent Snow White movie, the biggest bomb that actually made Battlefield Earth no longer the worst film in history. That's saying a lot. I mean, I watched Battlefield Earth, I really wanted to like that movie, but man, it even makes my film, The Toxic Avenger, look like a 5-star movie. And Battlefield Earth was horrible. So for Snow White to not only be worse, but infinitely worse, according to online and everything else out there, says a lot about today's writers, today's producers, and they're pandering to people and then get upset when we don't like it. When you insult the original property that it meant to represent, the original Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Trek shows, the original Snow White movie, and all the other live action that they did weren't as bad as Snow White, but they still are taking these things and turning them into, right here, end of line, says it right here, I'm going to pull this up, I can find my mouse. Dumpster fires. Is that our fault? No. We're the fans. We are the ones who've been keeping it alive for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's the fans that have been doing it. And when you come back and you shit on the legacy, you shit on the original characters, I'm sorry, it's your own fault. And we have Greg's Game Room here. How you doing? You know what? I'm going to be honest. I watched like the first 5 episodes or 4 episodes of the first season, and it just turned me off. I didn't watch it. I'm almost afraid to. I know some people said it's a good homage, to the original. And I know the original cast comes back. And there goes my smoke alarm. Hopefully there's no fire in the house. In any case, I have not. I've been kind of afraid to. Just because, again, they kind of ruined the characters, I think, beforehand. But maybe I'll watch it. There's not a lot of stuff to watch anymore, to be quite honest. I'm actually finding myself getting bored watching my old shows because how many times can even I could watch these old shows? And I'll admit, though, I've been enjoying The 100. That's a show I've gotten. We're just on season 2 now of The 100. And again, I think it's got an early version of some pandering in there. And Greg's telling me it actually brought him to tears. All right, you're going to make me watch it, Greg. I'll have to watch it and get back to you. I trust you, Greg, so maybe I'll have to give that a whirl. Star Trek. But I've been watching older shows like The 100. I know was out early 2000s, maybe 2009, 2010. Kind of enjoying it. But even in that film, it was a start of guys being morons and every woman knowing everything that's right. Again, not that that's a bad thing, but when that's all that's produced today, I have a problem with that. I mean, I have no problem with Sigourney Weaver. Ripley, Alien, hell, man. Strong woman, I would let her lead. She knows what she's doing. Ahsoka in Rebels and Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. Yep, I would totally respect her, would follow. Princess Leia, totally would respect and follow her. Totally. But then there are other characters that are just ridiculous. And I'm sorry. I mean, Black Widow, I actually believe that Black Widow would beat the crap out of 2-3 bodybuilding guys. I believe it 100%. Totally do. Do I believe Rey could do that type of stuff? No, I don't. Do I believe in the Section 31 TV show, these captains or the captain of STD can do what they do? I don't. Completely unbelievable. Thoughts on episode 3, please. Episode 3 of what, G-Force Guy? Just give me a little context. What do you want to know? My thoughts on episode 3 of what? Of Star Wars? Of Revenge of the Sith? Is that what you want to know? Let me know in the comments. Just put that up real quick. I'm not sure what he's referring to on that one. John J says here, the Flash TV show really screwed me up on that. The Flash on TV really screwed me up on that show when they went to multiverse, changed the show for me. That's the only time I watched. I didn't watch any of the WBDC, except it was like the Heroes of Tomorrow. I watched like some of that, and it got boring. But when they were starting to do that, Crisis on Infinite Earths, I was intrigued because the DC animated Crisis on Infinite Earths, I really enjoyed. I really did. And I knew about the Crisis in the multiverse and whatever, and I tried watching it. I got bored, and I turned it off. I just couldn't do it. So I guess to each his own on that. I'm trying to see GeForce Sky. GeForce Sky, I'm not sure what episode 3 you're talking about, buddy. I think he means Revenge of the Sith. Maybe that's what he's talking about. So I'm not going to lie that I was never a big fan of any of the prequels. I wanted to like them. I remember in 1999 when I saw the first trailer for The Phantom Menace, and I was like, wow, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for some new Star Wars. The problem for me was that Lucas dragged that story line out way too far. The first film literally should have been young Anakin and maybe already becoming a Jedi. It should have been like all in that first film. The second film then should have been him literally falling to the dark side. And 3 should have been him just cutting down Jedi left and right. That's how that prequel should have been. He dragged it on way too long. Now, with that being said, Revenge of the Sith was the better of the 3. I still think that their speech patterns and the way that they spoke was like cardboard. Nothing like the original 4, 5, and 6, where they had very good interactions. They kind of spoke in a better way, even though that the original Star Wars was a mess. They had to fix it in the edit. I just think that the actors were given very poor direction from Lucas, because Lucas wasn't a very good director. He started directing Star Wars. He got sick from it. Someone else finished the directing there, and then someone else directed the other 2 films. And those directors knew how to direct people. George Lucas always just says, faster, more intense. Faster, more intense. That's George Lucas' directing, and it shows in those films. But I will say that I will take episode 1, 2, and 3, and in fact, 1, 2, and 3 became infinitely better when I watched one time only episode 7, one time only episode 8, one time only. I didn't want to even see it. Cole made me go to episode 9. I didn't want to go to the theater to see it. So I saw those and only watched once. And that says a lot, because I've seen the original trilogy a billion times, the prequel trilogy a couple hundred times, the new ones once, and they don't exist to me anymore. So back to Kathleen Kennedy. Is she retiring? Well, supposedly in August, she's stepping down. So it's really not retiring. This is where they're getting us again. She's not leaving Lucas. She's stepping down in the CEO role. She's going to stay on as a consultant, which means she's still going to fig everything up. She'll still get her fingers into everything. So, so she is supposedly in the July-August timeframe, stepping down as a CEO of Lucasfilm, but staying on as the funniest part is someone who's going to help guide them, which she has not done at all. So that's that with that. So Kathleen Kennedy, you wasted enough of my time. We're going to say it one more time what you really are. And if I can find it here real quick, let's see. I got to find it.
Liar!
That's who she is. Okay, she's just a liar. So let's get her off here. If I can't stand looking at her anymore, she's making me sick. So let's talk about a couple other things here. So one of the things I do want to talk about, like I said, I do want to bring up some people doing other projects, right? So I'm going to pull this up over here. And I got to pull up my browser if I can find it again, because my computer crashed and it's a big mess. I think that's it right here. So I'm definitely behind in a lot of my videos, right? I've been trying to push them out, but I just haven't had time. But this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. My Intellivision has been down there for 3 weeks. So I have it in television. I have it in IntelliVoice. I got the computer module. I have a lot of cartridges, but I didn't have a flash cartridge. for the Intellivision, because the ones that were out were either extremely expensive or extremely limited quantities. And, you know, the Intellivision was never one of my absolute favorites. There's some gems on there I love. I'll talk about that when I do the video. The Intellivision, so I don't want to go out and buy games, stuff like that. And I want homebrews. I want to try some homebrews on there, and I couldn't do that. So I just said, once in a while I go on eBay, you know, I just type in systems. I just see what kind of pops up, because a lot of times people making their own stuff will go on eBay and do so. And sure enough, I found Roxku, whatever his name is over here. Very nice gentleman. Turns out he actually watches the show. So if you're in the studio audience right now, man, I appreciate you. So I bought this Pi RTO2 cartridge, which is a flash cartridge for the Intellivision using a Raspberry Pico. And I tried it out real quick, and it does work. So it's not an SD card. You got to load the games onto the onboard flash. But to be honest, you could put 1,000, 10,000 Intellivision games on the space this cartridge has. But this will allow me to play some homebrews and allow me to play some games I didn't have. So I'm going to be doing a video on this one, and I'll put a link down below to his store. He actually made me a custom blue one. He says, Glenn, what do you want? And I says, a blue? He goes, yeah, I'll make you a blue one. It'll be yours. And he made me a blue one, and it looks gorgeous. And again, for an Intellivision for $45 plus shipping, I thought it was worth a try, and the thing works great. Just plug it into your PC, copy the games over, disconnect it, put it in your Intellivision, and that's it. It's got a little reset button in there. Take it back to the main menu to pick a different game. But I'll be showing you a video on that. So this thing, it was great to work with. It came relatively quickly. It was packaged very well. And it's just this right here. It's just this little cartridge. Now over here, it's got a little running man here, which lights up. And you can see it's a 3D printed case. And over here is the USB port. You connect it to USB-C, I believe. And this little reset button. You press that button, and it will take it back to the menu. It's got a nice green thing on here. I mean, it works really well. It does what it's supposed to. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a flash cartridge, especially now with these Picos. People are making a lot of great use out of these things, of Raspberry Pi. So again, I'll do a video on that shortly. Another thing I wanted to bring up and talk to you guys about was ball and chain. Ball and chains is relatively new. I've only found out about them recently. Got to take a drink here. But he makes some really cool things over here. The big one, obviously, is what, unfortunately, New Wave Toys hasn't come out with. They announced it a couple of years ago. It's a spectator screen. And this thing is great. I really, really enjoy this thing. I now have two. I have the original one, which was, for me, again, for $85 plus shipping, was still worth it. It wasn't the 3D printing, wasn't the best, but it's got a beautiful screen on there. You just plug in. It looks like the monitor back in the day, and it was totally worth it. But since then, he got some feedback from me and some other people, and he's got a new 3D printing company making the printouts, and he's made it more compatible with the New Wave Toys, meaning on the New Wave Toys cabinet, which actually I have over here. I should be able to bring that up for you guys. Where is it? Where is it? Nope. There we go. So you can see it playing over here, and you can see on the New Wave Toys, the screen is a little truncated on the monitor. Now, on my Viper and my other machines, it's fine. But he made little like speaker panels on the side. And I have a video, if you go on my channel, I did a video on both of them for $85. Hey, Blue even came down and said, hello, hey, buddy. I think it's totally worth it, especially since New Wave Toys has not come out with this little spectator screen. And you can see I have one on the Dragon's Lair. And then if you look next to the Apple Mac up there, to the right of that is the original screen. Between the Street Fighter and that Apple is the original screen. But the screen quality is phenomenal. And also I want to give a big shout out to Tim, that Atari 800 XL, and that beautiful, gorgeous TRS 80. I can't even call it a Model 1 because it's the original TRS 80. It became the Model 1 later. It does work. I'm going to be doing some videos on opening that thing up. I got to fix the keyboard, clean it out. And I just, so many memories touching that in 8th grade. Was it 8th grade or 7th grade? One of those grades. Can't remember now. But using that little TRS 80, I always wanted one. And Tim sent that as a donation to the show, as well as that Atari 800. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And you can actually see between the Atari Lynx and that TRS 80 is my little TV set. And that's, got off of Amazon. You can get it off of Etsy for about $35, but it's a little TV set. Did a video on that, and it is freaking cool. Just playing these little videos on there, and Detroit Love found it first. It's actually designed for dollhouses. But the hell with that, man! It's perfect for us retro gamers too. Awesome. Let me pull this off screen for just a second, but definitely, if you guys, I think he stopped making them right now because with the tariff, I think it was like 40. The shipping to him was like $45 to get the screens. So it's going to be unfortunately something you can't purchase right now. But when the tariffs go away, I would definitely go back to his Etsy shop and definitely pick one of these up. Even if you don't have a Dragon's Lair to play it on, just a cool little screen you can put in your collection. Just run an HDMI signal to it, and you have a great little screen there. So shout out to him as well. Now, another fantastic guy I've been dealing with a lot is 3D Trekker. So what he does, he's got, first of all, a lot of things on his Etsy site here, or his website, I should say. But primarily he was doing things with the My Arcades, making them from what they were to a 1/6 scale. And I have a bunch of them as well. In fact, that Street Fighter we saw a second ago over here, that Street Fighter is a My Arcade Street Fighter in the upper right-hand corner with his booster and artwork to make it a 1/6 scale size. So it fits, and you can see all the way on the left, you can just see next to my Glenn's Retro Show and the Atari 800 XL, that's the My Arcade Pepper Effect Space Invaders with his stand. That was the first one I think he did. And they're phenomenal. So the reason I want to show you his website again, he just did something even cooler. So he's been doing, he did Contra, he did the Street Fighter, he did Elevator Action, he did the Space Invaders, and he did Pole Position, but he did a new one for Pole Position I want to show you guys. If you're not aware of it, look, he even does a 1/6 scale little, if you want a payphone for your little collection. You want a little payphone? He does it. It's 3D printed, but it obviously doesn't work. But the detail here is pretty good. He does a nice job. But I want to go back here. Hopefully I go back without screwing something up. Back to the shop. And what he has over here is, look at this. He made the booster stand for the My Arcade Pole Position, but look at this. He made a sit-down version. Again, it's still playable, but look at this thing. This is, I know we get like kids, we get too giddy. But this machine here, he, I think, did a phenomenal job. I mean, you look through back here to see the screen, put your hand in, but you put your machine right in here, and that looks cool. That looks friggin' cool. So it's $74.99. That's going to get you the acrylic sides and the back and the decals. You still have to buy your own. I'm going to buy a third, or it being a fourth now, pole position, because I want this. This is cool. I know New Wave Toys showed off a Missile Command in this form factor. Again, is it the most playable thing? No. But is it freaking cool? Yes, it is. And I don't think it's a bad price. And he does a really good job. The only problem I had, I think, was actually on his last one he sent out, which was for the pole position. There was some issue with the decals where they were kind of coming off. And I ended up using some spray Elmer's glue to keep it on. It works now. But it was just on the 3D printed part, but it was fixed. But this here, I'm telling you, this looks really good. 3D Trekker, and I see that Jason had put that out here. Definitely take a look on the site. Jason, thanks for posting that there. Appreciate you, buddy. But this thing just looks cool. And again, when you have people build these little collections and put them out and they build little arcades, you got to have a sit-down pole position. Whether you play it or not, just having it there like that, I mean, it looks fucking great. I just said the F word, but what the hell? It looks great. And I take my hat off to him. And these guys, again, these are very small guys. And it is a little on the expensive side. But you got to remember, these are very small quantity items. These are not full-time job things. These are guys doing it at home, especially now. 3D printed filament has gone up. 3D printed parts have gone up. Everything with the tariffs has gotten quite expensive. So again, yeah, it's a little expensive, but today everything's expensive. Everything's expensive. So My thing is, if it's something you really like, get it while you can, because you don't know at one point he goes, you know what, I'm not getting enough. It's too much work, and don't make it anymore. That, to me, though, is just absolutely gorgeous. And 3D Tracker, my friend, did a great job. Really great job. I like to see, that's why we need like I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm gonna spill too much of my own beans, so I'm gonna shut up. I haven't drank enough to spill all my beans yet. I'm sure they would be. I'm sure they would be. Like Carl and so many people already make their little action figures go to it. The only action figure I have two. I only have two. I have Clue from Tron Legacy. And I lost his disc. This kept falling off, and I freaking lost his disc. Maybe I could 3D print one. And I have Chitara from Thundercats. Don't ask me why. I think I found it somewhere. I'm like, Chitara. And, Chitara was pretty cute. So I took Chitara. So I have two. So maybe Clue and Chitara can, make a Clue baby. I don't know. And then in one case. So that's cool, too. I don't know what I have over here. Oh, I'm going to talk about this. Totally off topic, but what the hell? With this here, I just found out about this like this morning, and it was actually announced. So this is a $20,000 electric pickup truck, and it is literally the base of a pickup truck. So it's backed by Amazon. Like Amazon's one of the biggest people going into this, but it is literally a $27,500 pickup when you get the U.S. tax incentives. Gets it to about $20,000 or under $20,000. And that gets you we would call a stripped down base electric car. What that means is you have a steering wheel, you have an electric motor, rear drive only, you have a small screen and a cell phone holder. That's it. But all the panels are plastic. So it only comes in this gray, slate gray they call it, but you can wrap it inexpensively. You can add a la carte. So this is actually not a bad idea. Add only what you need. Now, kind of it's not a bad idea not having a radio installed, or because a lot of the technology gets old quickly. By putting just a phone mount or a tablet mount, you put your own device in there, and you're always up to date. You want speakers? There's no speakers in there either. You want speakers for stereo? Well, they'll sell that independently. They sell. You can look right here. They'll sell this back end, so you can turn that pickup truck into an SUV. It comes with seats and everything, goes right inside there, and a roll bar. It will take plywood and sheetrock. So the bed is just big enough to take a sheetrock or a plywood on there. Now, the only maybe downside of this thing here is it's only got a 150-mile range with the pack included in that $20,000 price. But you can upgrade the pack. You can add a pack to get it to just like 250 miles. So again, this is really off topic, but I just thought it was kind of neat that this is what we need more of. We don't need these $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 cars that no one can afford. I think a $20,000 electric pickup that has very low maintenance, and in fact, they encourage you to have people work on it or do it yourself, making it a do-it-yourself type of thing. I think that's pretty cool, and maybe we can make a GRS Build-A-Cade Viper tablet for this vehicle. But I just thought it was really cool, so I just wanted to mention it. So this is not going to be out until, I think, they're taking pre-orders now, $50 for a pre-order, and I think this time in 2026 or mid-2026, they'll start deliveries. If it comes to fruition, because a lot of times these companies come by and they disappear, fly-by-night thing. But hey, I think it's kind of cool, a pickup truck. My thing is they need to have hub motors for the front. So, okay, sell it as a rear-wheel drive with the one motor, sell in the future hub motors for the front to make it all-wheel drive, because this thing's screaming to be four-wheel drive. But I think, and it's actually manual. It does not include electric windows. They are literally old school roll-down windows, but you can put it in yourself, you can make it electric. I don't have a problem with the roll-down windows. Even the mirrors on the outside are manual. Everything's manual. You got an electric motor, you have a tiny screen showing your mile per hour in the battery state. That's it. But the car is designed that you can pick parts and just put it on yourself. Do it yourself. So I like that. I do like that. No AM radio, no nothing. There's no radio, nothing to buy. But they put stuff there that you can do it. And that's kind of like what I am with my stuff here. I want to give you guys the best quality starting point and then you make it the way you want. So that's why I like this truck. Now, again, no one's driven it. No one knows anything more about it. So this can go either way. This could be total garbage, or the motor, the electronics, the speed, the pickup might be decent. Again, for $20,000, your next electric car is going at $30,000 with the rebate. So this is an affordable way for someone who can't get a car, needs a car, doesn't go, like most people drive 30 miles, 40 miles a day. This thing would be perfect for that. But again, you could add a bigger pack. You could add at the top and make it a family vehicle, making it an SUV. You can add a radio and speakers. You can add, you could change the colors with wraps. So enough talking about this thing here. It's really off topic. I just thought it was a cool thing. And that's kind of what I want the show to be a little bit more about, just showing these things to bring it to people's awareness, right? That's really it. So another thing I wanted to talk about, of course, is, well, some of my stuff here. So gotta get a drink here. A lot of people have been asking about what's going on with the ultimate control panel and the KVM. So we originally were shooting for July. I think it's going to be pushed back immediately to like October now. We're trying to work some things out with all these tariffs in the way. We don't want these things to be shipped to you guys and then you have to pay some type of tariff on it. So we're trying to figure out some ways around that. So production will be starting soon on these. It got delayed a little bit because the Viper has also gone through some hardware revisions, right? Because chip shortages and things along those lines. Still the same Viper, still runs Arcade OS, but we had to get different chip suppliers. So that's slowed this down a little bit as well. So I just want to let you know this is probably going to slip until October unless the tariffs, I'm hearing some rumblings that maybe China is going to cave in or there's going to be some concessions. So maybe it would be sooner. But the July timeframe is going to be pushed back because I don't think it's fair to ship these to you guys. And then you got to, it's here, but you got to pay, $200 more to get in your hands. That completely takes away from all the things I want. And so that's going to be delayed a little bit, probably till October, but it is still coming. We're just getting our suppliers, all the ducks in a row on that. I forgot this was over here. Oh, we already did that one over there. Oh, this was the other one that I talk about. So another thing I've got, my wife, rest in peace, had bought me, I want to say in 94, a Gold Star 3DO. Now, I had a Panasonic launch day. I went out and spent $800 and bought the launch Panasonic 3DO. And as nice as it wasn't worth $800. So that went back to Babbage's, where I bought it from. But I did like the 3DO. There were some games like Shockwave that were coming out, and those games I really did want to play. So we got the Gold Star. Now, the good thing about the Gold Star was it was substantially cheaper. And there's a reason for that, because they break a lot more. Instead of the tray coming out with the laser inside, the laser was on the tray that came out, and there was a ribbon cable, and I've had a lot of problems with it. So my 3DO has not worked in probably 15 years. I mean, it turns on. I'm assuming it's got to do with the laser. I'm assuming that's where the problem lies. So I took a chance here. This was $64. This is a USB to 3DO OD optical drive emulator for the Gold Star. Now, all the ones I've ever seen are like $400. $400. When I saw this going for $64, I jumped on it. Bam. Is it going to fix my 3DO? I do not know. I'm really hopeful because I really don't see anything wrong with the unit other than it seems to lock up when it tries to read the CD. So I'm hoping, I'm going to do a video putting this thing in. I'm hoping this is going to bring my wife's gift to me back to life, because I've really been trying for years and years, trying everything, and I've never gotten it to operate. A couple times it came back to life shortly, which is why I think it's like the ribbon cable or the laser. That's the problem, because it worked a little bit, and then it stopped again. So again, $64. I'll be doing a video on this soon, and hopefully this thing will allow me. Now, of course, it won't be original anymore because it won't be loading CDs the old-fashioned way. But at this point, I just want this thing to work for nostalgia value, and being a gift that I got from my wife back then, I would like to get this thing working again. So hopefully this will work, and I'll let you guys know when that happens. And I don't know what this other one was here. What's this last one? I guess they're the same thing. They're both the same thing. So that talks about all those things. Now about the bigger thing. Time to tell you all to go F you. So we have not stopped anything with the FU. It's a couple things I'm going to show you, a couple of videos here. Let me get this off screen. If I can find out where this stupid thing is now. Here we go. There we go. So we've been using this time to change production, to try, we're still trying to get, if we can, get the weight down, how to pack it, keep the thing as strong as possible. It's all cost, it's all weight. That's what we're working on at this point. Everything's done. But yes, F you, Calvin. F you and F you to everyone. Hopefully this year. It's all going to depend on these tariffs and what happens. If the tariffs, we're trying to work on some things as well. If we can work our things out, we'll start the Kickstarter like tomorrow if we can do that. But right now with the tariffs at what they're at, we can't. With that being said, we are still working with our partners. So I'm going to show you something here from Al Link if you guys have not seen it. This is the BitPixel custom one designed for the FU. Basically, it is a custom size. It's literally a drop-in, plug-and-play solution. So let me pull this up over here so you guys take a look. I'm going to shut up and let you guys watch.
Hey guys, just want to give you a sneak preview of the LCD marquee for Glen's Build-A-Cade FU edition. This is a prototype. It's a 21-inch custom LCD screen. And as you can see, we're running the Pixel-Cade software on here. So, it'll work like any Pixel-Cade marquee. As you change the games, it'll update for you automatically. Just give you a look at the back side of it. So there's all the electronics on the back. So it's all just one piece. You'll mount it. Here is a CAD file. So in this file, you can see how it actually will mount in Glen's cap.
That's what she said.
Sorry, I had to do that. But you can see literally there, it just drops in and just unscrew the top piece. It'll slot in, connect the power and the USB.
So don't know exactly when Glen's cab is coming out, but whenever it does, the Shop Cat Smelly will be ready, as well as will be ready with the Pixel-Cade LED marquee as well. As always.
So I'm going to scroll back here just a little bit because I kind of talked when he was talking there. So you can see right here, it's literally, you take this one piece off. This one piece comes right off with a couple of screws, and you slide it into the two slots. There's a slot here, and this side just slides in, connect the power cords, and then put it down. And in the Viper, just say you've added it. That's it. That thing is not working. You pick your game. It's going to have all the displays up there. There'll be all different functions. Anything you want to display on there will come up. So that'll be available to the FU. Now, the other thing a lot of people, including myself, want to show you is the screen rotation actually powered and running under control. Now, this is an older video. I didn't want to show it until we were a little further along with other things. But I'm going to show you guys now what the 19-inch. This is, of course, obviously the 19-inch. But I'll talk about it in a second. A lot of times I start talking before I should be talking here. So let me just pull this up here. So this is right now under computer control. We're still working on the the speed, what's too fast, what's not fast enough, noise. We want to make sure we do want to have a cool sound when it's going, but not to where it's distracting. But you can also see there's two holes, one above the screen now and below the screen, or right now to the left and right of the screen. That is because we are making this, so if you wanted to pull this out, you can pull this out and replace it with a 26 Unico, and then you can pull out the 26 Unico and put this in place. So we wanted to make it easy to do either one. So, but again, this will be covered with the plexi, so you're really not going to see it because it'll be a tinted plexi, so it'll be dark behind. You're not going to see that. But we're also working a couple things because the gearing on there, the gearing on that screen is literally steel. It is a solid steel screen, and it's pretty heavy. So we're trying to see if we can use maybe magnesium or something else that's not as heavy. If we can't, we can't. But it's literally steel gears. We're not messing around. It's not plastic gears, and it's heavy. So what do you say? I'm kind of just putting the, yes. So this is designed for the Glintendo hood. So this would be, and that's why it's electrically powered, because if you have the hood on there, you don't want to have to take the hood off or pull out the plexiglass to change it. So that's primarily what this is. My thing is, even with the 26 Unico, yes, you can manually do it. I'm not picturing many people doing that. You're probably going to leave it the 26 Unico in the horizontal position. And when you're playing a vertical game, it'll still give you 19 inches. So I don't see many people doing that. Of course, if you can, you can. We're making it so you can pull it out and do it. But this one is already 19-inch, and now it's 19-inch again. And it's going up to vertical 19-inch. You play a vertical game, and now it's going to go back to vertical at 19-inch. So that's the advantage, I think, of the 19-inch, in my opinion. But you can see it's working here, and it's done under computer control. We have sensors, and the sensor says it's in position A and position B. And when it changes, the Viper will know that, and Arcade will automatically switch you to the vertical position and switch you to horizontal position. So it's all going to be automated. Now, even with the Unico, if you pull it out and move it, there'll be a sensor and know that you went from vertical to horizontal and horizontal to vertical. So that's all going to be in there. The point is to try and make this as seamless to you guys as possible. You guys just want to play and go. Does the plexi going to turn to? Actually, no. The plexiglass will be on top. It's a square piece of plexiglass sitting right on top, James. So no, the plexiglass will not be turning. Plexiglass will be stationary, and the screen will turn. Now the Unico screen, the screen's going to probably be attached, kind of, because you still have to take it off to grab those handles. In both cases, the plexiglass has to be removable to grab those handles, but the plexiglass will be sitting on top of them. A little tint down there so you don't see anything. But I'm going to show you something else. If you remember the old one, I'm going to show you if you guys pick this up. I'm going to turn this up for a second. This one here, you can see, first of all, it's going super fast, but you can see there's white around the screen, and that's because it wasn't done properly at the factory. So I just wanted to show you guys that white on the screen, because you can see now that the screen bezel around there is the right color, and you don't notice anything on there. So that's one of the things. We're doing a lot of work still on the back end with Arcade, with the Viper, Venom. Obviously, we have more time now to test that. So even though we're delaying the Kickstarter, yes, we're delaying all those things, it's only going to be a better product when it comes out, because there's no bugs, because everything's already been working. We're fine-tuning stuff. We're trying to make things a little bit easier. We're trying to, do the documentation a little better. We're trying to work with some people, in addition to like Joe Sabos and Escape Pod and Al Link and all those other people working with, like 99 Lives Arcade and Do Yourself Retro Arcade. We're trying to work with even more people. We want to have this thing to be literally supported, not only by us, but by the community. Okay, and not like where other companies get mad when you do stuff. We want you guys to take this and bring it to levels I didn't even think about. I thought about everything. I think I thought about everything, but maybe I didn't. And maybe someone's got a really cool idea, and I love to see what they do. And hopefully they can either make some money or just make some people happy beyond what I'm trying to do. That's the whole point of all of these things. And now that I've rambled on for like a long time, I'll take a look at the chat. If you have any questions, just post them again, and I'll try and answer them now that I'm actually paying attention, which kind of is helpful. Oh, and actually, this reminds me, JJ, I forgot one person here. Let's go back to that. Totally forgot. New Wave Toys. I totally forgot, JJ. So, yes, there's truth to what you say, but also the quality is undeniable from Joe or New Wave Toys. So I did forget to talk about New Wave Toys and their skeet ball. Now, me personally, I'm not super interested in it. I mean, it's neat. I've had a small one like this already. I forgot who made it. I gave it to my son. We played it a long time. I mean, it's definitely cool. It's cool. It's just not my thing per se. I'm not saying I'm not going to get it, but it's not like number one on my wish list, especially since we know we're still waiting for Golden Tee. We're still waiting for Crystal Castles. We're still waiting for that spectator monitor. And now we have this pre-order coming out. So not that I'm talking against New Wave Toys, because I love Shiloh. He's a good friend of mine in the company. But I feel like I don't know if they should be taking pre-orders for new things if they haven't yet shipped the 3 past things that they've been talking about. Oh, and the pinball. I forgot about that. And the black hole pinball. That's another one. So we have Golden Tee, we have black hole pinball, and we have Crystal Castles that people have already paid for and haven't had anything to come out with. And he wants to take a pre-order for this. Again, nothing wrong with that. I just feel like we should at least get the Golden Tee out the door, or at least get the Crystal Castles out the door before we start taking on another pre-order, especially during a time where we know the tariffs are right now in a bad way. So that's just my 2 cents worth. What am I drinking? It is classic margarita. It's actually pretty good. Not bad at all. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick here. They make great stuff. I mean, Zoltar, I love this damn thing. Zoltar is great. I didn't get any of these chairs, although I probably should grab a couple of these little stools. And this, again, the cigarette machine is great. The one thing I wish it did, you should have had at least one thing pull out and a cigarette pack kind of pull out of it. That's the only thing that was missing. But all that product. So, yes, sometimes it takes a while to get it from New Wave Toys. Yes, sometimes it's not the cheapest out there. But also, yes, when you get it, you're never disappointed with New Wave Toys. They make stuff. Shiloh is like me, where he wants to make sure when it goes out the door, it's right. And if it's not right, they've always taken care of people. Something happens in shipping, or the machine was damaged, or something along those lines, they will take care of it. They've been really good to the community, and I just think that before they start launching this new one, I would have liked to have seen one of either the pinball machine or the Golden Tee or the Crystal Castles at least got in people's hands, because it's been a while. At least we got something in our hands. We'd be okay. I can go into the next product. So I just don't want to do that, especially like I want to launch my pre-order now because of the tariffs right now. I just don't think it's the right time to do it. But hey, if Shiloh feels it's a good time, it's a good time. You have 27 days, 3 minutes, and 2 seconds if you want to get it at the price. And I do believe they sent out an email and usually get a % off with that coupon. Scott B. Oh, look at Scott B. already ordered it. I ordered mine immediately. Hopefully it'll arrive this decade. That's the thing. That's the only thing. They do. I know Joe, and Joe is definitely aware that it takes a while from him, and he has hired help. So hopefully that'll become less and less in the future. But also, if Joe is too slow, Escape Pod makes good stuff. Arcade Graphics makes good stuff. There's other people out there that make quality stuff, but if you want that acrylic stuff, I don't know anyone else besides Joe that makes that, and that stuff is the bomb. That stuff is really, really good. What about finger size hole needs mod instead of hand? I guess that's a possibility. I talked about that, but it's just usually easier to get your hand in versus being like a golf ball, bowling ball. Just easier to slide it in this way. Little hands like mine can get in there, and also hands that are like this big can get in there. So sometimes you make holes, maybe someone's fingers won't get in there. And again, when it's behind the plexiglass, you really shouldn't even notice it, to be quite honest. You wouldn't even know what size holes are there, to be honest. Where is it? I got to find it. Dang it. I said it, and now it's taking too long to find, and it's too late. Oh, well, that's what she said. Sorry, I'll do it that way. All right, we're just coming up on the top of the hour. And, I hope you guys had a good week. I always appreciate you guys coming in every Friday, kicking old school. I want to again thank Tim for the incredible things that he's been sending out to me, including that GRS 80. I can't wait to start playing with that. I actually saw someone who made a Matrix, the Matrix screensaver for it, and it's a basic program. So I'm gonna try and type that in. I'm also really enjoying that tiny little TV set. Let me see if I can take it over to that screen. Where is that? Is it here? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. So right now, that TV set is really good. But if you're looking on the left, like we're looking on the left, it's a little dark and blue. Straight on, top, bottom, everything else, it is okay. But that little TV set playing videos is just, I'm enjoying it. And let me zoom back out here again. This right here is just beautiful. That is beautiful to me. Now, unfortunately, I have a GRS Sinden model 2 and 3, the white ones. The silver one, the GRS Sinden model 1, I had a really bad day and I threw that away. It was a 32K original Chiclet key, GRS Sinden, the graphics tablet, the printer, and all this stuff, the house controller. And of course, I regret it now. I don't even know why I threw it out. I was having a really bad day back then, and I threw that away in a bunch of handhelds. And of course, I totally regret it. But that'll never happen with these machines here. So Tim, thank you for that GRS Sinden, and thank you also for that Ikari right there. Just love it. And this is my workbench. So this is an area where I'll be doing my work. You see, I already have my NES. I'm sorry, my Nintendo. My God, Nintendo Intellivision games over here. I got my CRT here for playing on there. So this is my workbench area. I got my soldering iron, and I got my microscope, and I have my rework station. So this will be an area where I can do a lot of my work in time. And you can see I still have my 3D printed arcade table I did over here, thanks to Gary from Arcade Workshop. He designed this for me, and it took forever to print, but we did it. We can see up here, again, we have the 3D Trekker stands on the My Arcade pole position and Street Fighter. And then on the other side, we have the Space Invaders and my Build-A-Cade Popeye over here. So there's so many things. I mean, this is a great time to be alive because we have all the stuff we could do. And so here's the back of my 2 machines here. There's the iArcade original, and then the Dragon's Lair, and then this is the Legends Ultimate, at least the back of it anyway. And then I'll go green screen over here and come all the way around. Make you guys all sick and dizzy. So on that note, I want to again thank you guys for watching. Super Gamer Dudes is starting up right now. Next week again, Cole will be turning 20. I'll be turning a little bit older myself on Thursday, and on Saturdays, maybe I'll have Cole come on next Friday's show. We'll do a father-son special. But again, I really appreciate you guys coming here every week. I hope you guys hold on a little bit longer for the FU. It's going to be totally worth it when it comes out. I mean, it's going to be like nothing else on the market, nothing even close on the market, especially for what we're going to be giving for the price. But with that being said, yeah, it's that time already, my friend. We've gotten to the end. And I thank all of you for always sticking around, coming every Friday. Some people in my life have come and gone, but you guys are still there, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you tell family, friends, your spouse, family, mom, dad, kids, pets, that you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. Relationships never promised. People come and go in your lives. But let them know in between those times how much you mean to them. And then you too can game on. Good night, bye.
Gluing on cartridges, hit reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Sixes in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool. taking it back, that's how we roll and roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, neon slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades, TV shows that ruled. You know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back.